Shawnee. Welcome back. So today's video is going to be my weekly collab with my good girlfriend, Jan Van. I'm going to take inspiration from this photo, this look that I found on Renee Vasquez's Instagram. And they used the Pat McGrath Bronze Seduction palette. So I'm going to use that. And what else? Yeah, I'm just gonna do my own take on it, taking inspiration from it, and also probably just gonna chat. So first I'm going to start off, let me tell you actually, I'm in the middle of my workday and I decided to take off my makeup and try to do this video before my next client because apparently I woke up today and wanted to have a challenge. So I'm gonna start with Pat McGrath's Intensivize primer. Now this is the second eyeshadow primer she came out with. I kind of like the first one she came out with better. I just like that it's in like a clickable like pen form and it's clear. This one does end up having a bit of some pigment to it. I mean, it's fine though. It's not like it's something super intense, but I do feel like it gets the consistency. I don't know. I like the other one better. So I'm going to pat that in on my eyelid. And I found this list of places with funny or naughty names. So I thought I would tell you about them. But I'm also going to give you a little bit of history about them too. So these are places in the U.S., you know, in different states in the U.S. And I think there are 12 of them. And before I start, I'm going to go into the shade Disobedient, which is this matte here, and I'm going to put that on the outer V of my eyelid. This is a BK Beauty A503. This is from their collab with Angie Hot and Flashy. So the first town is named Ballplay, Alabama. How did it get its name, you may wonder? Ballplay got its name because, well, one, it has like 1,500 residents. And it was founded in the early 19th century. And it's named after the fact that indigenous folks there, like Native Americans, would get together and play stickball in order to resolve conflict between tribes. So they wanted to do that before they started doing something dangerous and going into battle and stuff. And that's how Ballplay, Alabama came about. Sticking with balls, Blue Ball, Pennsylvania. Now this one actually is named after a hotel that was located there, the Blue Ball Hotel. The hotel was there first, and there was no town or anything that existed there. And after a while, a town or a village was built around the hotel. Now it has like 200 residents. And then the name of the hotel was kind of just transferred to the name of the town. So that's how you get Blue Ball. So, because I'm going to go in with some shimmers and such, I'm going to actually use the Specular Sparkle and Shimmer Glue Base from Divina Cosmetics. The next town is in New Jersey, and it is called Buttsville, New Jersey. Now, it was actually named after the founder of the town, Michael Robert Butts. So Butts is a family name. Like, he didn't want Mikesville or Michaelville or Roberttown. He decided to honor his family and call it Buttsville. And that's B-U-T-T-Z. I've been to New Jersey. Don't know that I drove through anybody's butt. And they also have about 200 residents. So these are pretty small towns. Now I'm going to go into the shades Rose Gold 005 and what's this one? Blitz Flame. I'm just gonna pop back and forth between them. I'm going to use my fingers to apply these shadows. I like using my finger more than a brush because I feel like a brush doesn't give me the opacity that I'm wanting. But you can also use one of those sponge tip applicators. So I'm gonna go ahead and, you know what, I haven't tried. What if I put a little bit of the primer on my finger? Just a dab. Don't let me ruin my PMG. So, I don't think that really changed anything. The next place is Climax, Georgia. Don't you know, it's a place that many men can't seem to take a woman. Now, that name stems from the fact that the highest point of the railroad there is the climax, and it sits between Savannah and the Chattahoochee River. How can you not like anything near Chattahoochee? Next is Colon, Nebraska. How did that get its name, you might ask? The first postmaster of the town was from Colon, Michigan. And in 1886, he left one colon and went to another. He decided he wanted to live in Colon no matter what state he was in. And that's how you get Colon, Nebraska. Don't know how you got Colon, Michigan, but that's not our problem. Now I'm going to go into that flame shade. Then we have Hooker, Oklahoma. How did it get its name, you might ask? It's actually named after a famous cowboy in that area, John Hooker Thelkid. So that was his nickname. And he got that nickname because he was the best at lassoing cattle. You know, like whoosh, and hooking them. I assume that's how you lasso cattle. I don't know, I've never done it. But basically, he was called the Hooker because nobody could beat him. So I do have both shades mixed, and I'm going to go back in with the rose gold shade over it. So basically just kind of going back and forth between the shades. Ready for the next place? Intercourse, Pennsylvania. Now, interestingly, before it was named Intercourse, it was named Cross Keys. It was named Cross Keys. It's actually in Amish country. Now, they think the idea is like that intercourse is also kind of a name related to like camaraderie and fellowship. So somebody at some point said, instead of us having Cross Keys as the name, let's have Intercourse as the name. Next place we're going to go to is PP Township, Ohio. Now this one seems pretty simple. Like one of the early settlers or somebody passing through wrote their initials on a tree, and the initials were PP. So then there's a creek that was named PP Creek, and then the town got their name after that. I'm gonna go back into the matte and build it up a little. I probably want to use a different brush. So let's try the BK Beauty 205. Now my home state, California, that is where you are going to find Rough and Ready, California. Now, that's actually named after the 12th U.S. President, Zachary Taylor. And Zachary Taylor was also in the military. And apparently because of his attitude and his toughness and his stick-to-itness, he was called old Rough and Ready. And then they named the town after him in his honor. So there's that. Okay, so I think before I go into doing more with the eyes, I'm going to go in with some foundation and use the All Hours foundation from YSL. I've been really going through this foundation. It's been a favorite. I think I did a favorites foundations and concealers video at the end of last year. Basically, they were all YSL, Sephora, and House Labs foundation and concealer. Now we're almost to our final destinations. But before we get there, we're gonna go to Wisconsin. And that is where you are going to find Spread Eagle, Wisconsin. Now the way this town got its name is because geographically, the town is located at this it's like by a series of lakes, and if you're looking down, you know, from the air, the shape is sort of like an eagle with its wings outstretched. So that's how you get Spread Eagle, Wisconsin. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the YSL concealer. I have DN5 and DN1. Initially, I had gotten DN1, but it's fairly light, so I wanted to have a deeper shade to kind of mix it with. But since DN5 is lighter, I'm going to put it more towards my inner corner. And just right here, highlight a bit. Y for YSL. And I'm going to add a little bit of the darker one, DN5. You can see that's super close to my skin tone. I think I've used it before as just like a spot concealer. But I don't know, just gonna add it. While that marinates a little bit, I'm going to redo my brows. This is with Benefit Stuffs. While we're doing that, let's head on over to Sugar Tit, Kentucky. Now, it's been kind of integrated into Florence, Kentucky, but it's still named Sugar Tit. According to the stories, the name comes from, I'm gonna use a mirror, local men going into the town during winter to have, you know, some whiskey to warm them up. And sometimes they just, you know, they might miss dinner. They might not make it home for dinner because they're trying to warm up. And their partners would say that they'd been out sucking a sugar tit. Which for you mamas and parents, it's what they called pacifiers at the time. I don't know how we got there. I don't know how we got there to sugar tit, but hey, here we are, or here they are. In Kentucky. Let me do the rest of my face, blend out the concealer and everything, and then I will tell you the last place we're gonna visit and also do, kind of finish up my eyes. So, be right back. Okay, so most of my face is done, and I'm gonna go ahead in and finish my eyes. Now, I sort of see some kind of green liner at the bottom, so I think I have two liners that might work. Here is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in Electric Empire. And then I have this one from Sephora, 12-Hour Colorful Crayon Contour Eye Pencil. And it is in the shade T-Rex. They are both shimmers, so I'm just gonna like see which one works. Maybe I'll use both actually. Okay, and I'll put this one on top. Okay, yeah. Right? And the last part of the look is the inner corner highlight, and that is with the shade Bronze Blaze. So I'm going to grab a brush and do that, and then I will tell you about the last place, one of which I might be able to visit since it's in Virginia. And that place is named Tight Squeeze, Virginia. Now, long ago, in 1870, a shopkeeper built his shop right next to the road because he wanted women getting out of wagons to be able to just like step right into the store without getting dirty and muddy, right? I'm gonna build this up. Sometimes I have trouble with like the inner corner, but I guess we'll just go for it, right? Okay, so the shopkeeper built his general store like super close to the road, and then after a while, a blacksmith built his shop across from the general store, and also he built his close to the road because why not? So the two buildings were so close together that wagons coming through had to slow down, and it was a tight squeeze to get in. So this is the finished look. Hopefully you enjoyed this journey around the States. And this was a really fun look. I always love playing with my Pat McGrath motherships. Make sure that you head over to Jan's channel to see what she did this week, and just keep coming back on Sundays every week and you'll see us trying out different looks and taking inspiration from things and just trying our best. I hope that some of this was helpful. I also hope that you're continuing to take care of yourself. Let me know if you've heard of, live in, or are planning to visit any of these places. I kind of want to go to Tight Squeeze, Virginia. I'm going to look to see how far it is from me. Maybe I'll update it in like the comments or something. Anyways, be sure to leave me a comment. I'd love it if you liked the video. I'd love it even more if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.